You know, I guess I keep harping about some of you folks just leaving stuff behind, and I can't help it. I mean, this was a projection TV, and as I've said before, projection TV, the screen's not CRT, but the things inside the guts, it has 3 CRT tubes in there with the copper on it, like so. And the Gauss cables were also copper. You can see that there, that's that. There was 3 different ones on that. Now, the cherry picker that come along, he got what he wanted, which was a cord very much like this. I've already cut the plug off of this one, but that's what he got. And how much is that worth? Last time I looked, it's about 47 cents a pound for insulated copper wire. I may wind up stripping this. It just depends on how easy it is with my method. But that's what the cherry picker got on this TV. Me, in 20 minutes, this is what the cherry picker left behind. Now, I haven't got all this microscope scrapped down yet, but you can see these pieces here. You know, there's copper on that. There's a transformer right there. Piece of aluminum, another transformer over there on that one. And these here, this is what the little CRT tubes was on. That has copper on the back, a green board, an aluminum heat sink, and I'll take the aluminum off, but the rest I'm gonna leave on there, that green board. There may be some IC, I doubt it, but it's kind of up in the air. But this piece here, that's a piece of aluminum plate on that thing. Looks like it's about 1/4 of an inch thick. Now them pieces on the top are fins, and that'll have to go in the sheet. But this will go into good grade of aluminum. Then of course all this copper, that's all that #1 bright. So you can see, this is what cherry picker left. I'll take it. But I think some of you guys, I knew it wouldn't suit a lot of you, like probably wouldn't suit Scrap Vulture. I don't think it would ever suit Scrapping Pallet Man. He's in love with the steel. Me, I hate the steel because it's too bulky. There's not enough money in it. And I don't like scrap steel. Of course, I don't have the means to transport it either, so that might have a lot to do with how I look at things. As is like with Scrap Vulture, how he looks at stuff, because he's running around on this scooter and this little toad on the back. And sometimes he's got his dog riding down there on the where his feet goes on that scooter. I have issues with that, but that's him. I'm surprised he doesn't get more negative comments about letting that dog ride on there like that. But this is what me and my grandson got out of that projection TV. And this piece over here, before we got there, this is what the cherry picker got. And that ain't worth 25 cents. This here, guarantee you I'll get maybe $8 out of this. And they're not hard to take. I would suggest if you want to think about it, hone your skills on tearing these things apart. Keep your tools with you because they're easy to take apart and you don't have to leave a mess when you do it. When you leave, the only thing that's sitting there is that TV just like it was before you got there, except you got the guts out of it. So that's my thoughts on that. Now, a neighbor of mine brought that flat screen TV over, and it's kind of heavy, so it's one of the older models. And me and my grandson's fixing to scrap that, take it apart, and I'll video that. Alright, come here, buddy.
I'm here.
I'm
here. Okay.
Somewhere in here walking stuff. That's why I want you to have shoes on.
Alright, guys, ready? Okay. Hold on. Better view. It's so... Okay. There you go, there you go.
That's a nice little, I guess they would call that a mid-grade board, but I'm going to be depopulating that thing because it's got copper on it, it's got three transformers, and I see 2 oscillators, and some more copper, a bunch of capacitors, and the green board. So I will be taking stuff off of that. be loose, but see. Now, sometimes these things, that is shred. Look how big that is, and look how little you get out of that piece. Maybe 10 cents. You know, if I was some of these younger guys, I'm talking about these guys in their 30s and 40s, I think that this scrap thing is going to get really, really big. And what I see in the future, little guys like me and scrap and pallet man, the small guys, scrap hawk, even scrap bull. I think what's going to happen is that the scrap yards are going to conspire or get together on some stuff, and they're going to start only buying in bulk. In other words, they're going to expect you to come in there with 5 or 6, and then the big boys come in with the money and the equipment and all that stuff, and the next thing you know, little guys like me, some of those others I meant, they're going to get squeezed out unless you get diversified and start finding different ways to do your scrapping and everything. But that's kind of what I think. That don't mean it's true. That don't mean it's going to happen. But they treat these little guys like shit. I mean, they screwed me royal on that 100 pounds of brass the other day, and then looked me straight in the eye and said it was dirty brass. I said it had a piece of steel in it that that added up to about 3 or 4% of the weight. The rest of it was brass, and you're telling me it's dirty brass, and they had to, and on top of that, they didn't pay me for dirty brass. They paid me for scrap, 6 cents a damn pound for shred. So, I don't know. I'm just saying, if I was a younger man, if I was in my 30s and 40s, I'd be getting me a decent vehicle and a decent yard somewhere to keep my stuff stored, and start bringing in weight instead of coming in there with 100 pounds or something like that. You know, I can't do that. I wouldn't do that now. If I can't get at least $50 worth of value out of what I'm taking in, I ain't taking it in till I got the value. It just ain't worth it to me. But I know a lot of people do that. You know, they can do it. But this coming out with a pay slip for $5 or $6, that sucks. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. I didn't do it back when I was scrapping on a larger scale that I started right after I was retired. I was scrapping, but most of the time I would come out of there with $100 bill. I wasn't no big time scrapper, but I'd come out of there with $100 or more. And I have come out of there with 5 and 6. Shoot, one load I took in there one time, it was close to $800, and that was nothing but steel. Of course, steel back then was somewhere around 10, 12 cents a pound. I wouldn't advocate nobody getting into scrapping anymore unless you just ain't got nothing, no other way to get a little spending money. Well, this is not my livelihood. Of course, I could sure stand a lot more money. And by the way, that tin can crusher machine I bought the other day for $300, I sold that sucker. I sold it. I sold it for $375. And I never had to move it. Never got to move it. Didn't have no way to move it. And reason I sold it, I'm thinking that thing's big, and it had to be a special size can sitting in there to crush that down, and I wasn't sure that would be strong enough to crush them tin cans. So on this video, you'll see a video of some hydraulic air jacks. One of them is a 12-ton, one of them is a 20-ton. And those things are powerful. They are strong. And I'm thinking of taking one and modifying it and make a darn compactor out of it that'll compact tin cans into a little cube. I'm thinking awful strong about it. That 12-ton one is $89. The 20 tons, $111. So I don't know how much pressure it takes to crush one of them tin cans. But the way I see it, people throwing away, the tin cans get thrown out all the time. You don't see scrappers running around picking them up, unless it's just laying there and all they gotta do is pick it up and throw it in the truck. But they don't go hunting them things. And I'm thinking I could probably come up with a lot of tin cans. That's one way I would do shred. But take a look at that jack. Anyhow, I'm still trying to wrap my head around that Wondershare editing thing in Filmora. Scrapping Pallet Man Paul's got one. He loves it. And I've been piddling with it, and I still couldn't really get my head wrapped. I got a trial version of it. And I went and got my middle grandson, the one that's in college. I said, "You know anything about this?" He said, "Well, I'd have to see it." And gosh dang it, he come in there, he sat down and started going through that thing, putting stuff together that I had already put up there in the files. And he said, "Yeah, I could do this. I have to mess with it a little bit." And really pissed me off. I can't wrap my damn head around it, and that baby of mine, that little baby comes in there and just does it. I'm too much old school. I guess that's the way it'll always be. But I'm probably going to start using that Filmora. I can't afford it this month. I got to pay $59. for the software, or I can pay $39, and that's good for a year. Then you have to renew it again for $39. So there you got $80 in it, and you could have bought the whole thing for $59. But I like the way you can do it. I'm wanting to do some videos, you know, of my me and my grandsons out one day doing stuff, and if I can get them. That oldest one, he just grumpy. He don't want to do nothing, you know, and of course he's the one with cerebral palsy, so you got to overlook a lot of things the way he is. Like this morning, he didn't want that flat screen TV I just took apart. It was sitting at the gate, and I couldn't. It was too heavy for me to throw over the gate. I told him, look, go over and throw that. Or he mumbled something, you know, and like he always does, and he didn't want to do it, but he done it. Anyhow, I love him. That was the one I raised from baby. Raised me and my wife. He was our baby. He was a godsend, really, because he was born in 90. And my son, who was 14 when he passed away in a car accident, that was at 86. And my daughter, by the time she hit 18, she was gone, and we wasn't ready. We wasn't ready for the empty nest. And she come home pregnant with him, and then told my wife, so the daddy was black. Holy shit, man, I pitched one major fit. I was standing there in her bedroom door, and she's sitting over on the bed crying, and I started beating the wall there at the door. I mean, I beat holes in it. I was so mad. And made the comment, well, you gotta have an abortion. And eventually I kind of got used to it. Gonna have a mixed grandchild, and then I found out that her and her mama was setting up an appointment for an abortion. Then I pitched another major fit. You ain't, what in the world's wrong with you? Gonna kill the baby just because he's got a black daddy, you know. And so I done an about face big time, and when he was born, and we knew she was going back to college and she was leaving him, we were so happy. We were so happy. And if you want to see my really nasty side, if you say something or do something that's derogatory towards my grandsons, all three of them, you better duck or hide, because I'm coming after your ass. And I had one friend of mine, I was in this store I hung out in a lot, talking, bragging about my grandson. And a man that was a good friend of mine, he was white, and I'd known him for years. And I walked out to leave, but I forgot something, and so I come back in, and as I was coming back in, he was telling the owner of the stores, he said, God damn, the way Russell talks, you think that little nigger was white. Holy shit. That was a mess. And of course, we never been friends since. He don't even look my way when he sees me. I could, boy, way I looked at that boy brought color into my life. And at that time, after my son died, my life and my wife and I's life was not good. We weren't happy. We were lonely. And then when that boy come into our life, he was it for us, you know. I loved him so much, and we were very protective of him. And when he hit first grade, he wanted to go into the Boy Scouts, which he started out as a Cub. So we went to a Cub Scout and joined up, and he stayed in the Scouts for 13 years. And I stayed right there with him. We went all the way through. He didn't make Eagle. He was just one notch below Eagle. But he could have made Eagle, but he didn't. You know, he depended on me to do stuff for him, and I said, you make Eagle, you have to make it on your own. So he was in the Scouts 13 years. And of course, when we found out he had cerebral palsy about first grade, we knew stuff was wrong, you know. Just for the way he didn't climb, he didn't run like a normal kid that age would. He didn't. He would fall down on the ground or something, and he'd start crying, and he'd lay there till we come over and pay. He wouldn't get up and come to us crying. He would lay there and cry when we had to go get him. He had a balance problem. You couldn't get him to walk across water or anything, or a bridge or anything like that. Anyway, that's enough of that. I'm going to get this video up tonight. And it's been a good day. I like it. Now, where's my buttons here? You think I would remember this? Yeah, I'm going to have to do a lot of editing on this, because y'all ain't going to want to sit through an hour of this stuff. I think a 30-minute video is long enough. I got some short ones I'm going to do, but I ain't done them yet.